Discomfort. Most times people say that there is a fence between what you want and then experiencing greater things. And that's discomfort. I might have experienced it today. Today I met a lady in a car. Well, I was going to go and fix my laptop. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. Spoiler alert. But regardless, back to this lady. So she was the first one at the back of the car, and I was the second person. So I joined her, seated close to her, waiting for other passengers to come, and which they did. Well, at first I entered there using my phone, so a bit distracted, but I noticed her, and I bet you noticed me also. Well, fiddling with our phones and then getting to a certain point after the car filled up and we started moving. At some point, we both stopped using our phones, and then the thought was increasing in my mind. I should talk to this lady. I've always wanted to talk to someone in the car, and the lady seemed pretty enough, right? So, thinking in my head also, and also contemplating myself, what would she say? How do I even start the conversation? Would this flow or end well? At that moment, I didn't think in my head what's the worst that could happen. I could literally think of the worst that could happen. I guess her slapping me. I guess that's a problem, right? People overthink too much. Why would just talking to someone lead to her slapping me? If not, I'm going to say something insulting, which I'm sure I'm not going to do. Well, anyways, I kept procrastinating and saying to myself, when we get to this landmark, I'm going to say something. There was a soldier checkpoint, and I said, when we get there, I'm going to talk to her. We passed there, I didn't still talk, and I saw somewhere further, and I said, when we get there, I didn't still do that. But alas, I love that word, alas, a passenger dropped, right? And then I had been thinking, what would these guys think? Because she was the only lady in the vehicle, and I was like, when I start talking with this lady, these guys would be like, oh, this is a bad boy, he just wants to, I guess. Well, the passenger dropped, and I was like, okay, it's now or never. I had been rehearsing the question I was going to ask her, yet unsure, but that was the best move that I could play at that given time. Oh, I did not mention something important. The lady was actually a youth corper, and by now you guys should know that I'm also serving. So I guess we had that in common, although I wasn't wearing my uniform at that point. But that particular day was her CDS. And then I started with a question that I had been rehearsing. What CDS group are you in? And then she answered me, but I didn't hear her well, and I ended up saying something different. And she was like, no, FRSC. I was like, oh. And then she asked me for mine, and I mumbled. She asked for my CDS. I was supposed to say EPS, and I said, I'm in CDS. Who does that? At that point, my confidence was starting to shake. But regardless, I held my ground and I started talking more. And it flowed, actually. I don't know if it was from her, because she had this warm, receptive vibe, and it made things better. She wasn't giving me the face like, what the hell are you? I guess it was the question I started with. I'm not sure. So we start conversing and asking each other questions, going deeper, knowing more about each other. The more we spoke, the more interesting it became. And I was happy with myself, if not for anything, that I went beyond my fear and I started talking with her. But that wasn't the end. I thought she was going to where I was also going. Turns out she was dropping before then, which I did not know. Turns out also we are at her bus stop and she was about to drop, and me realizing, thinking in my head actually, should I collect her number or should I just leave it to Faith? If we ever meet again, we collect each other's number. But I decided to, do it. So I asked her for her number, but at that point she had dropped and had given the driver her money. Well, you guys might say, why didn't I pay for her? Let's just leave that part, right? So she paid her own money and then was about to go. And I was trying to give her my phone for her to put her number, and then my phone was refusing to open with the Face ID. I had to use the password. I gave her, it locked again. At that point, the driver was starting to become yeah, a bit fuzzy. He was like, why didn't I go let her number before then? I was like, I didn't know she was going to drop here. And then giving her the phone, the pressure on them waiting for us. But she eventually put her number for me, even though it also kind of stressed her a bit. And yeah, here I was trying to, big mistake. I did not even ask for her name throughout the conversation. So I just saved it with Mystery Corper. Interesting, right? Yeah. I guess that's basically it. Just me in the car, right? Smiling with myself that, yo, I actually did it. And it was really nice for me. Well, bottom line, there are great things at the other side of discomfort. If I had just stayed in the car and just kept quiet until we get to where we're going and just think of what ifs, that would have been bad. So regardless of everything and forever, it improved my self-confidence. I guess I could talk to anyone if I want to. And I'm glad I talked to her. She was nice.